Okay, I will be switching into English and let's start our training. Today, our topic is quite wide. I would like to tackle such aspects as scientific dissemination, communication, also social media management for research promotion, and a little about open science and data management. I will try to be to involve audience, all of you, to our activity. I prepared some interactive activity and questions for you, so please be ready to participate. And I will be happy if you can also switch on your cameras. Who can do this? It will be more comfortable for me to speak. Thank you. Thank you. Our plan for today is for around 2.5 hours. We will have a coffee break in 1 hour from now. And I expect that we will wrap up. Sorry, I inserted time in Central European time. So in Ukrainian time, we will be wrapping up at 6:30. But it depends on how many questions we will have. A couple of words about myself. I have been working in Intelligentsia Consultants, which you know very well, and I have been working with Giles for last 5 or 6 years. And I have started my career in Horizon in European funded projects many years ago in 2012. In a newly created project office in National Aerospace University in Kharkiv. So it was even before Horizon 2020. My first projects were FP7, and my university started this participation from FP6, so a long time ago. And I have seen a lot of evolution in European Commission attitude to communication and dissemination, to requirements, to open science and all this. So it's very interesting for me to see this, and I love this work very much. I have very diverse experience also because I have been working in educational institutions. Now I also work with research center in Poland and with Giles, with Intelligentsia Consultants. So I have quite diverse perspective on European funding participation, also from Eastern Europe perspective and different types of organizations. I have been participated in many in preparation and writing of many proposals, and in total over 20 projects I have been part of multinational collaborative projects, and in many of them also I'm taking the role of dissemination and communication work package or task leader. It depends on the project structure. In smaller projects we have this as task, and sometimes we have a definite work package dedicated to this topic, because you know that the European Commission have a lot of requirements for us. But I like this. I do communications, and it's very interesting how this topic is evolving and how can we really reach multiple audiences. I would be happy to know about our audience today as well. Nazari, maybe you can not, we will not take time for roundtable introductions. Many people are without cameras, but maybe you can tell in a couple of words what audience do you have today?
Mainly, we have professors from our university, mainly involved project office and our R&D department. Also, we involved professors from the university who has experience in previous projects in managing and conducting research. This is like administrators, managers,
Mm-hmm.
and principal investigators. Also, those
Mm-hmm.
people who are actively involved into project preparation are also involved. Also, we have a leadership of the university, but for some reason they are not with us. However, I know that once it will be recorded and the task will be assigned, we'll send to them, and they will definitely take more in details into those presentations.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So we have both research and management staff. So
Yes.
different roles. Okay, great. I just wanted to ask, do you see my slides? Is it okay? Because I didn't ask.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. Thank you. Great. Okay. This is about interactivity of our today session. I don't know whether you are familiar or not with this very nice tool to involve audience to different kinds of workshop. You can go to if you are from some laptop or PC, you can go to this website and use this code, or you can from your mobile phone just scan a QR code. And I will be opening the session for first trial how this Mentimeter works. Just a second, I will be sharing another screen. Here it is. I'm doing this, and I think you can join. Does it work? Can you join our poll? Okay, yes, I see that people are joined. So please, which one would you choose, but not for your personal life, but for your research projects? If you have unlimited money or unlimited time, you can go through this and enter this code and Menticom, or scan QR code. I can show it on a previous slide. Yeah, if someone didn't. Okay, great. I will wait a little more. It's just a trial how this works. Not for your personal activities, but for research. Just imagine if you have unlimited time or unlimited money to complete all your crazy ideas, all your, I don't know, buy equipment, all what you need, or have limited time to make experiments that last, I don't know, thousands of hours normally. Okay, only 4 votes. We'll wait for more. Maybe someone have some difficulties to assessing this. You can write in chat. I don't see chat, but yeah, I do. If you have, okay, 5. One minute more, and we will be having this kind of interactive activities throughout the workshop. So I kindly ask you to participate. It will be more efficient and more funny for us today. Time. Okay, Svetlana, if you can go to this website and select your choice in this interactive tool, not to write in chat your answer, but to go to mentic.com and participate in this interactive activity. You can do it from your phone.
I think it can be a problem with because now we see only the results. It's good to have only the QR code. and then at the very end to show the results.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, maybe this will be a good idea, and just to see, because once you missed the chance to scan it,
Okay, yeah,
be,
sorry.
so probably, or people maybe are on the phones and they cannot scan it, so it's also can be a tricky one.
Okay, if you can't scan, you can go to your browser and type menti.com and use this code. And this will be used for the rest of the time of our training. Only one code, only one QR code, only one link. So you just can open it and then return to it once we have this interactivity. Okay, I think that everyone who wanted to try tried, and I will come back to my slide. Okay, great. So let's start with the first module. And this is about dissemination, communication, and exploitation. Oh, sorry. I will try to explain what is the difference between these concepts. I will restart sharing, sorry. Yeah, what is the difference between these key concepts? What are requirements of European Commission and Horizon Europe for these concepts? And what are benefits and some examples from projects? So, understanding the key differences of communication, dissemination, exploitation, and usually I know that the most confusion point is differentiating communication and dissemination, what it is about, why, and I would say that here it's more important to know who is your target audience. And in communication, we will be addressing more wide community, more wider audiences than the project community or some stakeholders. So in general, everyone, but in more or less your domain, but also some projects can have some public involvement or policy involvement. So in general, everyone is target audience for communication. For dissemination, it's a group of people or organizations who can be interested in the potential use of project outcomes. So someone already interested, potentially interested, and someone that can take something for their work progress or for their regular activities. Some examples you can see here is in first in communication, they are about media and broader public. In dissemination, it's more about scientific community, industry, if we have some industrially relevant outcomes, and policymakers, if you have some policy recommendations or something, standardization activities or something like this in the project. And third pillar is exploitation, and this is more about concrete potential use of the project outcome. So we produce something in the project, we disseminate it, so we tell our target audience about it, and this target audience can further exploit project results in their activities, in their manufacturing, in their business activities, commercially, in policy making, in society as well. Little quiz. How do you understand this difference? Please come back to this Mentimeter. I will switch a slide, and you need to select proper dissemination, communication, and exploitation activities from the list. Oh, sorry. here is again the same QR code, the same code to enter through website. So please go to Mentimeter and I'm starting with the first one. Please select what from this set of activities, which one you consider as dissemination activities. And I will be showing this QR code constantly, just for someone who can miss scanning. And you can select several. If you consider several are correct, you can choose several in this poll. Okay, 3 people out of 10 voted. Okay, 4, great. You can select more than one answer. If you consider that several answers are correct, you can choose several. Okay, you're correct. Okay, great. One more correct answer. So publishing an article in peer-reviewed journal, uploading results to open access repository, we'll talk about it today, presenting results at scientific conference and organizing a workshop for researchers, all are correct answers. Facebook is more about communication, and school visit is also more about communication, just only if there is a case that is research about education, school education, or something like this. But in general, school visit is communication activity, would be a communication activity. Great. Next one. Also, you can select several answers for communication activities. Which one out of this list do you think are communication? LinkedIn, science-related podcast, patentability assessment, press release, consortium agreement, or creating of a video? And I think that Nazari, can you help me? When you finish voting, do you see the results?
Oh, no.
No, okay, I will show now. I will share another screen and we'll show the result.
If you let me one more question, can anybody else choose more than one answer? Because I can choose just the one answer.
There's only one on option.
On option.
Yeah, it is limited for one room.
Sorry, this is my fault.
But I think we cannot change it at this point, so.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Let's stick to only one, the best one.
The best one. It's also great. Okay. So the most voted version, best version for most of you is LinkedIn page. This is correct. Science-based podcast is also correct. Patentability assessment is not about communication. Press release is. Consortium agreement is also no. And video, of course, is also yes. Okay, sorry for the confusion with this. And the last one I have is about exploitation. I also think I have a confusion with the type of question here. So please select the best one. What do you think is the best exploitation activity of the project, for the project? Business plan, scientific journal, go-to-market strategy, technology transfer, research conference, or patent? Taking time. Okay, great. I will start commenting. So business plan for project results is a great exploitation activity, the best one. Publishing results is about dissemination. Go-to-market strategy is good when we have some market-ready outcomes, so expect to have them soon. Technology transfer, definitely yes. Research conference is about dissemination. Even if we are disseminate something to our potential stakeholders or industry or business, it still will be dissemination. And patent is also exploitation activity. So we can, some result of the project can be patenting of something and further exploitation of it through patenting or licensing, for example. Okay, great. I come back to my slides. Okay, great. Why all this communication, dissemination, and exploitation matter for European Commission? Why do they care? So we have, as I said, we have different audience, different targeted audiences, and different levels, and also different aim. I would say different motivation. Why we do communication, why we do dissemination, and why we need to exploit. So in communication, we would like to promote, if we talk about project, we are thinking about promotion the project itself. That the project exists, we expect to have these great results, and that's it in general. Or if we have some result, we also can promote it in general for wider audiences, especially if these results have clear societal benefit. It's great to communicate it, to raise awareness about this project, this funding, and our audience would be mass media, citizens, some general, all stakeholders, just to let them know that this action exists. And it's good to start communication activities from the very start of the project. And even when we don't have any results, we just communicate that the project exists and we do something and we expect to have some results soon. When we go to dissemination, which is focused more on scientific community, industry, policymakers, and maybe authorities, we do dissemination activities with the aim of make results public. So we're already in the stage of the project when we have some results, some preliminary results, or final results, it doesn't matter. So the timing for this activity, for dissemination activities, would be as soon as we have something to share with this specific community who can be interested in the further use of these results, contribute to advancement of this research domain, for example, or to increase theoretical level of this methodology or technology under development. When we go to the next level, to exploitation, this is about use, application of results, to having some benefits for industry, for society, for policies, etc., etc. And this is about use results, apply them into specific scenarios of context, industrial or political. This exploitation usually is conducted toward the end of the project when we already have final results. So we don't do exploitation of preliminary results. And some tools and channels for communication, dissemination, exploitation are here on the slide. So for communication, we have communication strategy, press releases, project promotional kit, including logo and brand style, newsletters, and among channels we can use social media, different web sites, web platforms of partners, for example, or some other communities, mass media, of course. In dissemination, this is about research articles, presentations in conferences, dissemination of data sets, and we will talk about it today, and management of digital object identifiers in order to make some outcomes findable. It's also very important. We will also talk about it later. Channels for dissemination includes research journals, of course, different conferences, symposiums, or meetings of dedicated networks. Using of online repositories or code sharing platforms is also a very good dissemination channel. When we go to exploitation, in most projects, we have to create exploitation plan in order to consider how, in which ways we will, different partners together or individually will exploit project results, which business models can be applied, and participation in brokerage, some B2B meetings with partners is also, it's more like a channel. And what also, participation in exhibitions, for example, filing patents, creation of technology roadmaps, and of course, it have to be accompanied by dissemination strategy. So if you need stakeholders to know about your results, you need to disseminate them through different channels. Why do we care about it from the regulatory point of view is that maybe you already know that every project funded by European Union strictly requires to communicate, disseminate, and exploit project results. And it is regulated in standard model grant agreement, which can be not relevant for Helios project because it has a CSA type, but for research projects, usually we have these articles mentioned on the slide that require. Article 38.1 requires to promote project to multiple audiences, including the wider public. Article 29 requires that results must be shared with scientific community, industry, and other stakeholders and not kept internally. Article 28 requires that beneficiaries have to take measures to use project results in their further research, self-funded or grant-based research, or industry-funded projects, some bilateral project, it doesn't matter. So it's different options exist. In product development, some standardization or policy-making activities, if this is relevant. So this is not only like authentic parts of the research process, especially in collaborative project, but it's also a requirement from the European Commission. Here I have two links to important documents. One is the European Union guidelines on the dissemination, communication, and exploitation in Horizon Europe projects, which includes a lot of different information and explanations, where, what, how, when this can be done. So if you're interested, you can download it. And also in every grant agreement has a specific requirement in all of your dissemination and communication activities to include specific reference. Maybe you know that when you create a project website, you include European Union logo and add a reference that this project have been funded by this program. And also to all kind of slides or press releases, even if equipment was bought from the grant money, and if you publish some research article as well, you need to refer to this funding source, that the money and budget that led to this activity have been granted by the European Commission. So here I have a link to download center where you can find all information about how to mention your funding in your communication dissemination activities. They presented in very different layouts, in very different colors also, and in very different colors, and also in different languages and in Ukrainian as well. So if you do some European dissemination, you can use English language. If you do some local dissemination, it's also good to include this European flag and funding and acknowledgement in local language, in Ukrainian in our case. So, and also please use these sources and don't invent something by yourself, because it's official logo and European Commission collects all guidelines for mentioning this funding here. It's very easy and very convenient for communication managers. Okay, another Mentimeter question. What do you think? Why does European Commission cares so much about this dissemination, communication, or and exploitation activities? Why? It's an open question. You can share your thoughts with us. I will do like this to keep slides. Why European Commission requires every single project to communicate, to ensure online presence of projects, to disseminate results? What is the motivation? Why does they care too much about it? And they do care because we have these requirements in grant agreement. We have some periodic review meetings with European Commission or project officers, and they usually ask dissemination communication managers of project a lot of questions. And in every project report, you have section dedicated to dissemination communication. So what is the motivation? Any ideas, any suggestions? Great, thank you very much for your suggestion. To widen the results among citizens. Any other ideas? They want to have more information from the project result disseminated to the broader audience for more impact on the cost of the EU. Great. Excellent. Great answer. Any other ideas? Openness and accessibility are important for future funding. I will share this screen for others to see these great answers. And in general, yes, you're right. So widen the results among citizens. Yes, especially if these results will have impact on citizens' life or well-being. When we have some projects close to social sciences or health, it's also very important. They want to have more information from the project results disseminated to broader audiences. Not disseminated, maybe communicated is the correct word to say here. Communicated to broader audiences for more impact on the cost of EU. Yes, so European Commission would like public to know where the public funding spent, because it's the taxpayers' money, and European Commission cares a lot about to make this open and understandable by the citizens, by the wider audiences. Openness and accessibility are important for future funding is also correct. We will talk about it a lot today. Great. My slides back. And here are my answers to these questions. So why does the European Commission matters? Because we need to, they would like to demonstrate how they use this taxpayers' money. They would like to ensure that research really doesn't, research is not kept on the shelves virtually or in computers and hard disks of research centers. It's very important, and a lot of discussions on this topic are being made every day in research centers and in different European Commission bodies, because I don't know whether you know, there is official officially recognized problem called European paradox, which is specifically communicated by European commissioners, which means that a lot of research, it is more about exploitation topic, but to dissemination also, that a lot of research that is being done in European funded projects by research centers and universities doesn't reach market, never. So it's a very low level of spin-off creation in comparison to some other countries, which, like, for example, United States, you know that there are a lot of unicorns in startups in United States, but we don't have any of them in Europe. It's also kind of European paradox. And it's very difficult to, I would say, to convince or to motivate European research community to create some spin-offs and to go into business from the well-paid and very well-predicted research positions. And it is a problem with which European Commission would like to create some ways of solving this problem in next program, which is now from framework program 10, which now is already being discussed. So a lot of about impact and a lot of about transfer of research into some commercial use. It is a very important topic for dissemination and exploitation specifically. Also, European Commission, of course, is in a competition with United States, with some developed economies like Japan or China, who invest a lot of into R&D and I, and by communicating how many great results and how many great projects are being done in Horizon Europe in publicly funded programs, is also one of the strategic important priorities to European Commission. So, and of course, we had this answer, it's about further collaboration and some follow-up opportunities. It's not about only today's project what we have, but also about paving the way for further funding or further collaboration. And I like this phrase very much, that more visibility, more impact, of course. So when open access publications have more citations, a lot of more media pickup can be reached in well-communicated projects, and of course it's a way for growth of your network. In most of the projects funded in Horizon Europe, there is a requirement to create dissemination and plan for dissemination, exploitation of project results, including communication. It doesn't have now in Horizon Europe some predefined structure. It's more open document, but in general and based on Horizon 2020 previous projects, recommended structure of this plan is on the slide. So it have to define clear goals and objective of dissemination and exploitation activities, identify target audiences in different groups, and outline key messages for different target groups, to detail what activities are planned and when and who are planning to conduct these dissemination activities. Also to include exploitation pathways, communication strategy, including social media, and some sets of measures to monitoring and evaluation, which is also very important, not only from the point of view to reporting about your project towards the European Commission, but also for understanding how implemented activities do. So what are the results? Do we progress correctly or not? And a couple of slides about project identity and project website. It's also very important communication point. From the very start of the project, of every project, we develop project logo. And not only a logo, but also a set of other visual identity features like colors, fonts, and it's a good background for proper communication and dissemination activities. Because when you start to build your target audience, when you start to communicate something, you already build some recognition, some awareness about the project. And then we talk about some large projects with important results, and when it's very important on the later stages of the project to involve some industry stakeholders or policy stakeholders to building this project brand is from the very beginning of the project is very important to building this trust, recognition, and awareness. And I usually recommend to think about how project logo will look like and to attract designers to it, because it have to reflect somehow project topic and to be like to resonate with what you are doing, not just have a project acronym, but to have some also visual elements appealing and aesthetically nice. It's also very important. A couple of words about project website. Like website is like a face of the project, and all information about the project have to be published on the project website, including aim of the project, expected outcomes, presentation of project consortium partners, coordinators, some profiles if proper, and also of course some project translating project news and storing public deliverables, publications, some training materials, for example, is also from the point of view of European Commission is important to have everything on a website, because project officers, they do monitor project websites. Not every time, not every day, but when it comes to project reporting, they do check what news you have and what materials you publish. So it's like a main repository of your project, of all information about your project have to be project website. Of course, some projects, some smaller projects can have not an individual designed website, but a web page on coordinator's website, for example, is also okay. Important aspect here is that it have to be like a central point of all communication dissemination activities. Everything which is published on elsewhere about your project have to somehow be linked to your project website. One of the example of good project websites that we have developed in Intelligentsia for one of the twinning actually projects. I will show you here. This is a Susnano twinning project, which is soon to be ended. So it's from previous twinning round, so not the same start, not have a different start date, not the same as Helios project. Why I like this website and this also project identity, because it's very good developed in terms of reflection of project community and target audience. And this project do a lot of great local communication dissemination activities on Albanian levels. It's Albanian project. But when we created this project logo, for example, we used the project, like the project is about nanosensors for water pollution detection. And this like a graphical symbol is a brief representation of real structure of these sensors that they develop. And they have a lot of water colors and dirty water and clean water, and it's also about the project topic. So it reflects very good what's the project about and what's the topic, and can be easily recognized. So we also have a project video, some partners presentations, and what is important, we also have about project section presenting key objective, research information, project team. News section is regularly maintained, and we publish what's happening, all staff exchange, all workshops, activities, some announcements also. In publication section, we have deposited all communication materials about this project, including project poster, leaflet. This is a project presentation slides. Also, we deposited here all public deliverables that can be easily accessible, and European Commission checked this when we had the reporting. We have also deposited here all materials from summer schools, which has different trainings as we have today. So everything is easily accessible via one centralized source, project website. And also some newsletters summarizing project activities, and of course contacts of coordinator, and links to social media. This is one of the examples of a twinning project website. Of course, for research projects, it will have some different structure, but in general, my key message here is to project managers mainly, and it's about it's about that we have to ensure that project website is a key source of like a project everything. Some tips also mainly towards not towards researchers, but mainly towards managers who are dealing with dissemination communication tasks management in Horizon Europe projects. Is first is think about how can you involve your partners. And for twinning project, it's also important, because usually I know I had a lot of twinning projects in which I participated and participate now, and I know how it's going on. Everything is relied on coordinator, because it's your project, so you do everything, and like partners are participate only when you ask sometimes, but I hope that it's not your case, and your partners are very involved and engaged. But also try and ask them to get involved in your dissemination activities, because they have a lot of their own audiences. They have own partners in different projects. They have LinkedIn profiles. They have usually larger leading institutions whom we have as a partners in twinning projects. They usually have some communication departments in the organization who can help. So ask them to promote your press releases, to share your news, to post something about project. So think about how can you involve them, and do involve, because they are your like a gateway to other research community, wider research community in European Union. Also, it's very important, especially when we are talking about larger collaborative projects of 10 and more partners, it's very important to plan activity. And what I usually do in my projects when I'm managing this task, I have a common file with planned dissemination communication activities and ask regularly all partners, like once per 3 months, to contribute to this file with some, if they organize some local workshops, if they plan to participate in some conference, or they have some start of new projects, for example, and if or they participate in exhibition. It's very important for destination communication manager to know about their planned activities and plan some project communication integration into these activities, starting from asking to bring project leaflets or including some reference to the project to their presentation slides, or publishing some article about our project in their regular newsletters, for example, or if they have some project in relevant topic to our project, we can ask include in their newsletter or to their social media some references. So it's important to know what they plan. It's difficult usually to ask partners to maintain this information up to date, but we have usually consortium meetings, regular online meetings, so please ask them to let you know what they are planning and think how can you use this for your project benefit. Also, it's very important to have structured and timely reporting. If we organize some events, for example, we can have some event report form, which we ask partners to fill, provide some photos, links, and information about the event, because I know that something happens, they forgot about it, and when it's time for us to publish something in social media or to newsletter or to website, it's already forgotten and buried somewhere. So a clear and structured reporting procedure communicated to inside consortium is very important. And also today it's a time of video communication and podcasts and infographics. No more text. People are lazy, they don't read, they don't like long reads. So in project, it's also good to think about some modern communication activities like videos or some podcast interviews. I'm a little out of schedule, but it's end of module 1, so we soon will have our break. I kindly ask you to return to Mentimeter again, and we have another. Okay, I see that we have more answers to previous one, but I will share with you the results of Mentimeter also later. So it's good. It'll be good to see all your answers. And our next question in Mentimeter is, what do you think? I have talked about project, why dissemination communication is important for project, is important for European Commission. But what do you think? Why is it important for your personal visibility, for network, and for future funding? Open question. All your ideas are welcome. It's just for me to know that you're not sleeping and you're listening. Okay, while you're typing your answers, if you do, I will start explaining what I think about it. So it's actually answer is in the question. it's very important for your visibility. So if your work reaches broader audiences, it will increase citation potential for uptake of some results in other research or by some targeted audience who will be thinking about exploiting it. So it's great to tell about it. It is also like a tool for expansion of your networks, connection with potential partners in different sectors. Okay, great. This is just what I'm explaining. Involve more partners in future, present the results of the project to someone who can further use these results. Great. Also, it's very important about like it's very important for your future funding, because when you demonstrate some results and you communicate some results from your previous funding, it creates like your personal brand behind the funding bodies and behind the potential partners. And it's like a networking channel also, like online dissemination, online communication is also one of the important things. I will talk about it later. And of course, it's about societal impact. So if your research can directly influence policy or society, it's also very important to communicate this. This provides transparency of the activities, provides proof of the activities the consortium already done. Yes, it's also true. This approval of we really did that we claimed. Yes, that we'll really spend this money that European Commission gives to this project to concrete activities and concrete results. Yes, diverse collaborators may connect you to opportunities. Great. Yes, this is about networking, increasing of your networking. Okay, any other answers are very welcome. I will switch back to my slides. 5 minutes more and we have our break. Screen mode. So I already commented on this while you were typing, so why it's important. And this is my favorite slide of all slides. So you're already doing great work. Dissemination and communication just gives you the microphone. If you don't tell anyone what you did, even if you did something great, no one will know about it. Great. So yes. Also, one of the messages I would like you to know, it's also more towards managers, not to researchers maybe, but dissemination communication is collaborative responsibility. And I already said that it's very important to attract partners to this collaborative effort because successful project promotion is everybody's task. We all need to care about it. Please don't put everything on the shoulders of coordinator or on the shoulders of a destination communication manager. Please all be active, and you as a partners, individuals, partners of the project also can collectively contribute to these activities. I have one, not a fairy tale success story, which is connected to destination communication. This was when I have been working in Aerospace University from Kharkiv. We got one new project from Clean Sky 2 joint undertaking, which was part of Horizon 2020. And we have published a press release about this. We have published it locally in Ukraine, in peace ministry. I don't remember, like a lot of different communications went out from this project. And we also sent it to project officer, like great project, won by Ukrainian university, great results are expected. it definitely, obviously great results for community were expected, because the project was about reduction of emissions from aerospace, from aircraft engines, and it's a business of everyone. It's about air quality and health of citizens. So we did this communication, but we never believed that it will be published somewhere in European sources. But it did. It was published in different media, in the European Commission like own communication channels, and in approximately, maybe not half of the year, like 3 months after this publication, I was on info day and brokerage event for new calls for proposal in Brussels, and I have been presenting like the same university aerospace research activities on brokerage and B2B session, and I had a lot of contacts, a lot of communications, and after the event finished, we went with my colleague to make photos. This is one of the photos, to make photos near the European Commission buildings, and one like man, which I didn't know, went come by and say, oh yeah, I know you, I know that you're from Ukraine, you're from National Aerospace University, I have read that you won this great project, I have seen this communication, I have seen your presentation today, this is very great job, and we are working in the same topic, and like, let's collaborate. And we, after this, we got invitations into like 2 or 3 new projects, like without any personal connections. It was only because of this like press release, communication activity, which we even didn't know how can work, but it's a real case. It's and this time, 2018, 2017, we were quite like successful in European funding, and I think that it was one of the reasons was active communication, active dissemination, and active participation in different activities. So it's about like an entertaining story. So just to finalize this module, we can communicate, we can disseminate what we do, and we can network. And all these things are very interconnected. We communicate online, we communicate offline, but we have to do this. We have to have this microphone in our hand, because if we don't do this, no one will know us, and we will not become this part of this international research community. We will not be so like popular for partners, for potential partners, because it's all about, it's like in business, it's about promotion. If we do a lot of promotion, we have a lot of customers. Here's the same. If we do a lot of communication and a lot of networking, of course, this networking and communication have to be like wise, like not excessive, not like very organic, and prepared, of course. But if we do this, we will have the results, obviously. So this is more like about motivation, because I'm Ukrainian. I know how difficult usually is to reach European partners, how difficult is to find new partners, how difficult is to become part of this research community. But believe me, dissemination, communication, and active networking is one of the most important pillars for your future success in this, that you do tell about yourself and about your great activities, your great work, and great achievements. Okay, it's not last slides I have about exploitation, because I'm passionate about communication, and all the time I forget about exploitation. But as I said before, it's very important from the point of view of translation of results from lab to market. And I feel I participate in different events in Europe dedicated to Horizon Europe and some funding and a lot of networking also I do, and I hear what people say, that in future programs of European Commission, there will be much more attention towards higher TRLs, towards more active exploitation, because a lot of money invested in research outcomes which never translated into real market products, and it's a big problem. That's why already now, if you check, for example, new work programs which are being prepared every year, and now they are just published, calls are published this month, that a lot of projects, not project, calls for proposals that require some business cases, some use cases, some case studies. It's also one of the activities relevant to exploitation, because it's very important not only to create some new technologies, new methods to provide research outcomes, but it's also very important to think before we start to exploit these results, to think before how we will be exploiting them, to think like to lay this way from the very beginning of planning of our research. Who will be audience? How we will translate these results, to think about some spin-offs creation or some IPR patenting plus further licensing, participation in some exhibitions if you have some prototyping, for example, in some projects. So it's also very important to think from the very beginnings. That's why exploitation is usually a part of the proposal application, and also it's a part of the deliverable dissemination, communication, and exploitation plan. And the European Commission requires us to think about exploitation during the project, when we have some results, and during at least 4 years after the project ends. So it's a long-term story for sure, but we need to do this. Exploitation can be done by project partners, by project partners themselves, or by wider community, for example, by other stakeholders. And there are different ways how we can do exploitation. So, for example, commercial exploitation includes patents, licenses, some services, commercial services developed based on the research outcomes, or some new market products. Societal is some guidelines, some tools, educational tools, or citizens engagement also can be examples. When we are having something relevant to policy, it's about creation of roadmaps, standardization activities, or some white papers, policy recommendations. It's about exploitation. And in academy, of course, it's future research. It can be own research funded by organization or some bilateral projects with the industry, or further collaborative projects under European funding. Everything is also exploitation if it is based on the results of the project. Educational activities, some new training courses, or some new modules, and of course PhD theses to be defended. It's also one of the exploitation examples. Exploitation responsibilities, of course, same as about dissemination, is about consortium, and we have usually consortium agreement about deciding how will be results used, who will own the results, etc., etc. But also individually, partners can also have own plans for dissemination, for exploitation, because we have usually different types of partners, and for business it will be one, and for university, for example, it will be definitely other exploitation pathways. But even if partners cannot do it by themselves, they need to seek ways who will use it, who will use the results, how exploitation will be implemented. But it's very important to think about it from the very beginning. Real project examples, it's very difficult to talk about real project examples because there are so many different topics, so many different projects. And what I propose you to do as your homework is to go to Cordis and to go to Cordis. It is like a repository of all projects funded by European Commission in Horizon Europe, Horizon 2020, and all previous actually framework programs. And filter based on this tool has very good filtering by keywords, by sector. You can filter, you can find some recent projects, for example, which are relevant to your research topic, and look into the Cordis deposits all public deliverables, all project reports, and also dissemination, communication, and exploitation plans. And it's highly advisable if you would like to know what is happening in your field, if you're planning to prepare new project proposals. It's very highly advisable to look into these successful projects, dissemination, communication, and exploitation strategies, plans. Everything is available online. Also, if you find some nice project which you're interested in, you can find their link to their website on Cordis and look into some project achievements directly on this website. Another tool which tracks, it's European Commission tool which tracks innovation which has very high potential, high market potential. It's Innovation Radar. It's also very interesting to look into the recent articles in Innovation Radar and to see how specifically different European funded projects translate their results into market, into industry. So real exploitation examples. It's a lot of like натхнення for how this can work and how real project results can be applied in real life. So it's highly advisable from my side for you to look into these sources. This is all about first module. I'm sorry for being out of schedule, but I will try to be more fast during the next modules. I propose to have a 10 minutes break, biopause, coffee break now, and let's come back for next part of our training at 5:30. Okay, 5:30.
Okay.
If anyone has any questions, you're welcome to grab your microphone, to type in chat, or anyhow to ask. I hope I'm explaining clear. Okay. Thank you, Irina. I see your message in the chat. Okay, guys, see you in 10 minutes. Yes?
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think we can move to the next module, and I have good news that next two modules are shorter than the first one. It was the longest part. I will try to also be more quick and more specific. But this first module and with this module, which is about your personal, also your personal promotion, I would say personal brand promotion, is I would like to say that it's very important, specifically when we talk about widening countries. And of course, Ukraine is not so well represented in European funding and in Horizon Europe. And for us, something which is like obvious and even not needed so much for Western organizations or researchers, research teams, would be very important for us because we need to create our credibility, to build our network, and it's all about communication. It's like about marketing of a new product or company. The same is about this communication and research. So we need to say out of loud and even cry about something louder than others in order to be more connected, more visible. Now we will talk about researcher profile, social media, and digital visibility, why online presence matters for research impact and for networking, which tools exist to create this online presence, and how to make efficient use of these tools. Okay, again, if you need to scan again, please scan, but I think you have this tab open and I will move in Mentimeter to another question. Very easy question. What professional social media do you use? I know that in Ukraine, also in different countries, I work with different countries, different partners. In Turkey, it's one situation. In Ukraine is another situation. But I would like to know what social media do you use, especially for professional development, because Facebook is also popular in Ukraine, and Instagram. We have Instagram accounts of universities, which is not so common in European countries, but still is a good source, good tool for communication. LinkedIn, of course, is the most one, but you can propose any others if you use. Maybe someone uses X Twitter, or what else, whatever, Facebook, or maybe some other, ResearchGate or Kit. Perfect. I will wait a minute for you to contribute. We will save these Mentimeter results also, and I think we will include them as part of the material. So please contribute to this activity, because we promise this training be interactive. This is an interactive part. I would like to know that you are listening, you are somewhere on the other side of the screens, but active. Okay. You can still provide your input, but I will come back to my slides. Can you see my presentation now? Because I'm switching too much. Okay. Clear message, same as about microphone. You can be seated if you can be found. So we need to ensure digital presence, and we are in a digital world. It's obvious to say, but if you are not online, you don't exist today, unfortunately, but it's a truth. And also when it comes to research networking, it's the same. So we need to work hard in order to ensure our digital visibility. What is ORCID? ORCID is actually not a social media. It's more like a digital like a digital profile of all researchers, and it's also very commonly used by European Commission when you apply for grant. You need to provide your research ID in order for European Commission. They also collect data about extract this data about how many researchers from which organizations participate in European funding, and also it links all your publication, all your grants in one trusted location. So it's also have after synchronization with Scopus, with Web of Science. So you have like all your collection of all your research achievements in one place. So it's very useful if you don't someone don't have this research ID yet. It's time now. It's your time to create it, because it's your first needed tool for building your personal brand in European research community. You can easily find it here. My message is here is one of the examples of researcher profile. It is from one of the professors from Estonia, which we work together. She's great with communication. And my message here is that you are a manager of your ORCID profile. And it's not enough just to create your account and have your name and this ID. You also have to take some actions and to fill in your profile, with some email where people can contact you, to add links to your social media, your website, or your blog if you have so, or maybe your organization website. If you have some research profiles on your organization website, it's also good to link it here, some other researcher IDs, and to list your CV, online researcher CV, with your employment, your qualifications, professional activities. So please take this effort. No, don't stop with creation this profile as is, but please take effort to fill it, to create this digital CV. I think that it's easy, but it's must have for all your future activities. LinkedIn. You know what is LinkedIn. I don't need to explain. This is the major and most actively used social media in European professional community, and it has several levels, as you know. So you can have your personal profile, your connections, establish your connections, engage in some networks. We can have institutional pages, and it's also highly recommended for administrations to create these pages, to fill these pages, and to ask researchers to connect automatically with their LinkedIn profiles with organization. So it means that you don't just type organization name, but you type organization name and you have this popping up list of organizations, and you click on organization which you represent, and in your profile you will have active link to your organization. And also we can have a project pages dedicated to specific project consortia which are used for communication and dissemination activities. How you can optimize your research profile? Some essentials, but I need to say about it. So professional photo, it's very important. It creates a lot of credibility. You can create strong headline explaining who you are, what are your professional achievements, what's your job role, etc., etc. Also to create more comprehensive, like short bio with your key achievements. You can feature some content, so there is specific section featured, some project publications, some participations, which people can easily access without like scrolling your feed. Also, you can include or kit and links to your institution, create some projects or link to some project which you participate in. It all creates a lot of like credibility and value for your digital presence. I know that it's burden sometimes. For many people, it's burden to regularly post something on LinkedIn, but it's highly recommended sometimes to let your audience know something about your work, some achievements, even some smaller interaction is also important. You can share something from projects you're participating in or from institutional content. You can celebrate some achievements of your contacts. It's also good. Join groups like, for example, Horizon Europe groups, and to become part of my network, to pin some announcements. So this is about content management. I will show some good profiles, examples of people who I personally know and who do quite well with online communication, and they have great networks. Or, for example, this is one of the researchers from Spain. So she has a clear photo, institutional, some picture. This is like a short headline, clearly stating what is the sector she's working in, some skills, recent activity, experience, linked what I said. So if we click here, we will go to organization website, not just type here, but link to your organization, some certifications, projects. So this profile and skills, so this profile looks very professional, and it shows us that this person is active, she is like online, she's open to collaboration, etc., etc. Another profile, one of the Estonian colleagues we are working with, also have a clear profile picture, and from her banner, it's very clear to understand that she's working in the maritime sector. She doesn't have any like long description profile, which I would recommend her to improve, but also experience and some education skills. So this profile is not so nice looking, but also like a minimum enough in order to be well presented in LinkedIn. And here in my presentation, I have some anonymized profiles which are not very good. I don't want to like include names of this person. Some I know, some I just randomly found, but it's not a good example. And these profiles also have one common mistake, which I also usually see in Ukrainian researchers' profile is use of your native language. So it is in Polish, it is in French. Please don't create your profiles in Ukrainian, because it's international network. And if you are planning to, and I think that you are planning, because you are here, you're planning to like collaborate with European research community, please use English language. In LinkedIn, we can create multi-language profiles, and you can switch between languages. So please have English version, and if you would like to have Ukrainian, you can have it as well as a secondary language. And these profiles are not filled with information, so it's very difficult to understand what people are doing and yeah, what are their achievements. So this is a common common profile mistake is language setting, very low discoverability because it's very hard to find. And sometimes I also tackle this problem when I'm a destination communication manager. Now, one of the projects in which I participate have like 30 partners, if I don't mistake. And I have 30 partners and like 100 persons involved in the project on day-to-day basis. And when I start to talk all these people on LinkedIn, it's very, sometimes for some people, it's hard to understand who is who because people can have common names. And if I don't see affiliation, if I don't see like expertise of people, I can accidentally talk another person, and it's like I don't understand why this simple action cannot be done. So please, it would take you like 1 hour to fill in your profile, to create your affiliations, to add some projects. Please don't neglect it. It's very important for your digital presence. What about project promotion on LinkedIn? When we have projects, it's like must have to create LinkedIn account. European Commission also have their LinkedIn account, and different directorates also do have their accounts. So this is a piece of information from European Commission directly, which explains that social media allow us to instantly communicate everything about our project at low cost. Like its only cost is the work of a person who do this, and all other things are free. Build networks, to speak to your audience, to manage your reputation on a daily basis, which is also very important. And of course, disseminate your research widely. And last but not least, meet your Horizon Europe grant agreement obligations, articles that you need to provide digital presence. And also a tip for destination communication task managers is to tag to add some hashtags about Horizon Europe and innovation, and to take, for example, European Research Executive Agency when you publish something about your project, because it's one of the ways how you can be featured in their feed, for example, to get some reposts. And it's like European Commission itself usually asks project to do this, because they follow, your project officer can follow your project page. So it's good to mention that it's funded by European Union and tag all this. Of course, we regularly, everything what we post on website, usually we publish on website, usually we post the same information on LinkedIn, regular posting about project activities, also strategic tagging, as I say. So when I post something in project and I have 10 plus partners, I tag all partner organizations in this post and also individuals. I tag everyone in order that they have this popping up notification from project, and it's like some call to action for them to repost or at least like this publication. And I will show in the next slides how it can work. Of course, we can publish a lot of different contents, share events, share outcomes of some activities, share reports, also celebrate partners' achievements. It's also good to get connected to partners' internal audience. And also what I can recommend now is not to add links to, for example, your website in your LinkedIn posts, just because LinkedIn is not very like when you take people outside from the platform. So avoid external links and just post everything, like just copy paste from your website to LinkedIn, but not connect it. It's better for this organic promotion. This is one of small example of one of the small projects which I have that usually, usually when we post from project something, no one interacts with it, so it's a great force is needed to convince partner to do this. But when we do convince them, and one post I made like in February got 16 reposts. 16 is not too much, but when we have project of 8 partners and 16 reposts, we can see in statistics how which boost we had in this post promotion, just because 16 people reposted it. So take your partners, ask them to repost, and if you're a project team, also please follow your project, at least follow your project account, and interact somehow, like, repost, comment. It's like about general social media marketing, but it does work for increasing of visibility of the project and of individuals involved in the project as well. Another social media more specific for research community is ResearchGate. It is not so widely used, I would say, but I highly recommend to have your profile and to have your nice looking profile in ResearchGate. It could to share your different research achievements, to engage with community, to have your track of your impact metrics, and to keep up-to-date list of your publications for your community. And it can be also a good communication channel and partner research channel, for example, because it's very sad when we publish something or we find some great article and we don't know how to connect to the persons, to authors of this publication. So ResearchGate is one of the sources how to do this. And key elements to note in ResearchGate profile is link your organizational or personal website, to create, also to fill in your profile with your affiliations, your journal roles if you do have some, complete publications, participate in questions and answers if you get some answers. You can also affiliate not only institutions but projects, connect with your co-authors to create these networks, and of course regularly update new content. And I also will leave a couple of great profiles of people I also know, researchers I also know, who have a lot of citations, a lot of reads, a lot of publications, great profile with skills, keywords, and affiliations, publications. So this person participates very actively in European funded research, and he has great network from Poland. And it's also because of his active LinkedIn and ResearchGate participation. And also what I wanted to say is that both LinkedIn and ResearchGate, they are work good with SEO, search engine optimization. So when you have these keywords in your account, you can be findable. You become findable to your peers, and you become findable to your future project partners. And it's also good. It's also one of the sources for partnership. And one more profile with less information, less traction, but still It has a lot of keywords, affiliations, publications. So these profiles like a minimum that you can ensure in order to create your online visibility as a researcher, and specifically online visibility as a researcher willing to find new partners and to gain more funding. And one more important information, it's a new social media. If you don't know about Blue Sky yet, I highly recommend you to explore it, because now it's a time when all project officers asking projects to create project account in Blue Sky. I know that in your project, for example, in Helios, which had been written 2023, I think, we didn't include it and foreseen the social media, but we sometimes included Twitter, X, yes, but now, you know, political situation changing, and last year I had in one of the projects I had a review meeting with the European Commission, and I'm a dissemination communication manager, and I didn't create a Twitter account for project, because I usually start with analyzing project partners and what social account do they use. And if it's Ukrainian project and project partners, for example, use Facebook, we create account in Facebook. If it's project, like in this case, we created only profile in LinkedIn. I didn't create a Twitter account, X account. And project officer asked me during a review meeting, why didn't you create a Twitter? In your grant agreement, you specify that you will create a Twitter account. I answered truly that our partners don't use Twitter. It's not popular social media among our target audience. I don't think I need to waste my time and team time to maintain Twitter account. And she said that European Commission does use Twitter, so please create Twitter account for your project. It was a year ago, summer 2024, June 2024. And now everything politically changed. And now, like European Commission kindly asked and themselves, they transfer all communication from Twitter to Blue Sky. This is new European managed social media, which is alternative to traditional social media platforms, but saying frankly to Twitter, and it supports research communication and project communication for projects funded by European Commission. And I will show you one of the profiles we created for one of the projects in this. So this is how it looks like. bsky.app. It looks like Twitter for me. And this is one of the project account for one of the project we have in Intelligentsia. It's like same, it's short message and some photos. So very simple to maintain, but I think that during all next new proposals or new projects will be launched, the European Commission will strictly ask us to create accounts in Blue Sky. So it's a strategic move from Twitter to Blue Sky. I just want you to know about it and also make use of it, because when it's a new social media, it's also great to be the first who use it to get more traction. Yes. So this is all, as I promised, this model is much shorter than non-destination communication. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. If you don't have any questions, I will move to the final module. We have half an hour more, and it's not also not a very long module. Okay, I don't see the chat. We'll check. Okay, no questions. Great. Okay, our last module for today is about open science. What is open science policy? What is principles of this policy and how can we meet this policy in our European projects. Okay, my headphones died. Can you hear me? Yes, okay, sorry. I switched to my computer microphone. Okay, let's go. Actually, open science concept had been created in European Union many years ago, 25 years ago already from now. Early conversations started, and it was it was connected with high costs of journal article publications, which publishers asked from research community. It was very difficult to maintain on the one hand, and to get access to these articles was also cost a lot, and it was a big problem. And European Commission begins promote open access. It was in framework program 7, some start of piloting of open access was started in 2012, and already in Horizon 2020 all open access publications were made mandatory. But those time we didn't have so much requirements on the type of the article of the journals. But now already in Horizon Europe, this open science is must have. It is implemented very comprehensively, and let's discuss how. And again, Mentimeter question. Okay, I didn't want to stop. If you want to scan, just go to, this is open question. All your suggestions are welcome. So next question is, what's behind the open science policy? Why do you think European Commission promotes it so strictly? I already presented some answers, but I would like also to hear from you. Okay, I will let you type some answers, but in the meantime, I will proceed talking. What is the core motivation? What is the core motivation for European Commission to do so? Yes. We already discussed it in communication and dissemination that when European taxpayers fund research, they shall have access to results, so all knowledge have to become publicly available. Also, I think it's very important that if we have access to research knowledge already produced by peers, it's very important to further progress, scientific progress. And I remember those times when there were some non-official services which allowed us to extract publications without payment, and the motivation of creation of these hacked services was the same, that when we don't have access, open access to what have been done, how can we move further and how we can be competitive, how can we be beyond the state of the art. So to be beyond the state of the art, we need to know what is state of the art. So this is very important to move progress faster. Also, transparency and reproducibility. It's that we need to build trust in science. Unfortunately, there are a lot of cheating and a lot of unfair, sometimes it can happen, yes, a lot of unfair treatment of some scientific data. And in order to
prevents this. It's also open sciences also helps because it helps to make scientific results verifiable. And we will talk about it now during this model. And also it is about exploitation. If we don't share these results with someone who can exploit them, so how they can exploit them? So this is about the motivation. Mandatory open science have two dimensions. One is open access, and second is open data. What about open access? So first, now all publications which are produced in the frame of collaborative projects, but also out of them, but in frame of collaborative project is mandatory to provide open access to all publications. And you have funding for it in all projects. We have other costs, we have dissemination communication costs, which includes these publication fees. And it's highly recommended to use this funding, not to forget to add reference to your project in an acknowledgement section. What had been changed in comparison to Horizon 2020 in Horizon Europe is that now hybrid venues are not eligible for funding. So what does it mean? That previously you can publish some journals provided gold open access, green open access, or full journal is not full open access, but some articles can become open access if you pay for this open access. Now it's it's not eligible anymore. So if you publish something and cover it by Horizon Europe project costs, you have to ensure that this journal provides only full open access. No mixed, no hybrid journals. So please check in every international journal webpage. You can find this section, open access, and read all conditions there. And please pay attention to it, because I know many cases in projects which I participate that researchers do not understand this, and then we can have some problems with what we paid for, and can this be eligible or not. But when you are in a reporting period, the European Commission also asks you to provide all links to all your publications. So it's highly desirable that all these publications have open access and meet all conditions. Also, it's a requirement to open publications with Creative Commons attribution or equivalent license, and to deposit publication into open access repository, which we'll talk about now. And another important condition which we have from Horizon Europe is not only to deposit your article, your manuscript as is in open access in repository, but also to deposit all data, all research data, additionally deposit all research data which can be used to verify your research conclusions. So remember this, that you need to deposit publication, and additionally you need to deposit data. I will show you how to do this. There are two key major open science tools widely used and designed by European Commission for providing an open access. One is Zenodo, is free open access repository for both publications and datasets, and also for reports of the project. It can be used and integrates with Cordis. It integrates with all digital publishing platforms. And next is OpenAIR. OpenAIR is not a platform, it's like an infrastructure for open science monitoring and discovery, and it's also alternative to research journals for publishing of articles, research articles, peer-reviewed articles resulted from the collaborative Horizon Europe funded projects, but free of charge. So instead of, I know how researchers, what the researchers think about OpenAIRE, because it doesn't have impact factor, and I know all these constraints, but you have to know that European Commission provides you this free alternative to publish your outcomes. So even if like you don't know in which journal to publish, or you don't meet the deadlines of some journals, but you want to publish something, you can use OpenAIRE. It's free. It has all necessary technical parameters, requisites, same as a scientific journal, but it's not ranked. So this is the only barrier, I would say. But European Commission and this all open science policy is also a bit against of this ranking and impact factors, which is differentiates research based on some not very solid factors. So just explore. You can explore more what it's about, how it works. It's by European Commission. It's very welcome platform. Another like pillar of mandatory open science, as I said, is open data. And data which you use and you produce in your research activity have to be findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable, which has an abbreviation as FAIR principles. Also, in Horizon Europe, we required usually to have a data management plan, and it is a must-have deliverable, usually produced within first 6 months of the project and then updated during the project lifetime if needed. Another prerequisite is that all data must be deposited in certified repositories. As I said, even if you publish something, you need to ensure that not only your manuscript itself, but also data have to be publicly disclosed. And also information about tools and methods needed to open your files, reuse or validate your data have to be also documented. So these are called as metadata. I will talk about it and will show you. When we think about data, what does it mean? So we do some experiments, we do some research activities, we collect some data, we retrieve some data, we do something with this data, and we process them. And we can have raw data, we can have processed data with some software, we can have rough processed data in simple formats, and we can have finalized data, which we include usually in research publications in the form of some graphs or tables. So all these are data, and data are accompanied by some documentation files and some scripts about how to process this data. And also it's about experimental data, some statistical data, software is also, and code is also like a data. And sometimes data dictionaries and laboratory notebooks can also be considered as data. As I already said, all data have to be treated in accordance with FAIR data principles. They have to be, okay, the order here is not in line with the abbreviation, so they have to be findable, discoverable with rich metadata. I will show you. Accessible, so they can be retrieved via some standard protocols and be available. Interoperable, using standard formats and vocabularies, and reusable, so they have to be accompanied by documentation and clear provenance and licenses about further and guidances about further reuse of this data. You can ask, and usually I hear this question, why do I need to publish all data if this data are confidential, or if it's like have some market or further exploitation perspective? Do I need to disclose this data? No, the answer is no. So this is the European Commission very visual representation of how this decision workflow works. So we in our data management procedure in projects, we can decide like either we have two ways. Either we can disseminate and share project results and data, or we can collectively make a decision to exploit or protect somehow project outcomes and data. In this case, we will go to restricted data concept, and we'll go for patenting or other form of protection and further exploitation. But in case if we decide to disseminate data through open access publications or depositing research data, this is can lead to generation of open access, fully open access data, free of charge, deposited into wide known repository. Or sometimes some data can be deposited, but there's a restricted access and restricted use only for specific cases. It's also possible. So it's up to the research teams and consortium, if you talk about collaborative project, to decide which data have to be published, which data will become open, and which data will become restricted. And for this, we need a data management plan which defines these types of data. When we talk about repositories and metadata, this is how it usually can look like. So there are different publicly available online repositories and Zenodo, which I showed previously. I will go back. So Zenodo is a repository for publications, but also for data sets. And some institutions, Zenodo is not only a public repository, it's like the largest one and European Commission managed one, but also many European organizations, they have their own repositories, also public, also organized and structured according to the same norms. Here, for example, one of the examples from Delft University of Technology, they have their own open access repository for TU research data, and like researchers from publishing something or participating in some projects from TU Delft, they can use this repository, or they can use the Zenodo repository, for example, but they are structured in the same way. So we can have some title of data set, for example, data set, DOY, it is a digital object identifier, same as we have for articles, and it is a like metadata item used for citations, as you know, some description of data sets, and a lot of different metadata items compatible with web searches engines. It is about keywords, categories. It's also to have them explorable, this data visible online, not hidden somewhere in the internet, but to have to be discoverable. Yes, it has affiliation, funding references, also DOI of the related article. So they published article, and they publish this data set to support and to allow verification of their research conclusions. And I will show you how it looks like in Zenodo. So very well, very same structure. So, for example, Zenodo repository, you can search different keywords relevant to your research. I have found some randomly data sets. So this is a type data set, open. Sometimes you can see that it's restricted and you will not have access to all materials. You see the title, you see the authors, and also you can show affiliations. This, as you see, with active link to our kit profile of each researcher. You can see all description, reference to the publication, different description of data, conditions of use, so licensing, acknowledgements. So it's about reference of the project funding, some changes of data, and data sets themselves. In this case, it's some tables and audio files. So this data can be retrieved, and also you can see DOI here in order to ensure a proper citation. Here is citation field when you can copy if you base your research on this data. So this is how it looks like. Another example, quite similar, also has affiliations of partners from Germany, contributions about data curator, data collector, and usually in weak organizations in Europe, there are specific positions in the research center, specific positions called data stewards who manage this data and ensure proper data management in organization, and also they can contribute to projects to explain how properly to deposit and create all this metadata, keywords, etc., etc. So if you are interested, you can just go to search and type some keyword and see what like data sets, software, publications. You can filter, you can find something relevant to your research in these repositories. I see software, articles, some data sets, so a lot of different publicly available, open, and also restricted. We can filter by restricted, and some data are restricted, so you cannot access files, you cannot access initial data, but you can contact, for example, this organization and ask how you can make use of it if you are interested. So this is how repositories work, and if you don't have your own repository, usually it's recommended to use Zenodo. And in Horizon Europe projects, all these data management practices and principles are described in data management plan. This is a public deliverable, which you need, yes, I think you already developed in it Helios project. It is a living document. Sometimes it can happen in large research projects that data decided to be public in the very beginning can be like redecided to, for example, to change them to restricted because some IPR strategy evolves. But it's also fine, and the European Commission during the reporting period asked to revise data management plan. And this data management plan usually is developed based on the European Commission data management plan template, which can be accessible via this link. And it has specific predefined sections: data summary, FAIR principles, research outputs, allocation of resources. It means who is responsible for data management from the project and from organization individually, how data will be published, stored, secured, ethic aspects. So also, you know, a lot of attention is paid to ethics, especially when research have some human beings involved. And also very useful and practical tool for data management plan creation online is this DMP Online from UK University. I have tried, and it's really very good when you don't have experience in data management plans and in data management. It's very clear. It has already predefined template based on Horizon Europe requirements, and it shows you fields which you need to provide inputs to about your specific research, and then you can like extract, finalize document in the necessary format, which is almost ready deliverable. So it's also good to know and to try this tool, and also it's good for educational purposes. When you are not familiar with data management principles of European Union, it's also good to explore this tool. That's all on my side on this module. I have tried to be very fast but specific. I hope I managed to do so. If you have any questions on this module or on some previous modules, you're very, very welcome to ask. And if not, or even if yes, I kindly ask you to go to Mentimeter again and provide us with a final assessment of this module, because, because it's very important for us for further improvement of trainings and for understanding how relevant information was presented to your needs, etc. It has only 2 questions, very simple and very fast. So I kindly ask you to provide this feedback. It will be very, very useful for us. And I think you have access, but I will show it. Okay, I see. Okay, we have question. You're welcome, Ivan.
Nice to meet again in Lviv and Warsaw. Okay, it's a very good and very comprehensive presentation. But what is real practice? It depends what we have project in the different situation. We have innovation project or research innovation project of project EIT, European Innovation Council, depend of the situation. And I have some question about one of the platform, Open Research Europe. Do you have some practice to use? The nodos we started use maybe last 2 years. I don't remember in previous project. This is the nodo. We are conducting some project. We are using this nodo, and do you have some practice typical KPI, key performing indicator about this dissemination activity? How much I see every project has website, but what is about real statistic? Or now practice every project start to using LinkedIn account for the project, and also how many followers. Do you have some practice to compare effective this dissemination activity? I remember one of our some example, Ukraine EN network obtained prize for the better dissemination activity in LinkedIn. Very good. But I see number of the follower is very small comparing with our organization. Is depend not all active. Do you have some maybe your personal?
I understand. I understand your concerns. I fully understand. Like we don't have some KPIs predefined by anyone. So usually in projects we like set our own KPIs, but usually we do set them. We do set them in the destination communication plan in the beginning of the project. So how many impressions, how many followers we need to, not we need, but we plan, we would like to achieve, but it's like soft KPIs. And it, as you said in the very beginning, it's very different on the type of the project. So for example, if we have small twinning project, of course, we have very close community of partners.
We can use concrete data. Nazar, you are conducting this project. You have some KPI in your application. How many followers you expect? Or and Anna, please look in this Open Research Europe. Do you know something about this platform or no? Do you have some experience to publish?
OpenAir.
Not OpenAir is not published platform. OpenAir is some system you can monitor. I put link in the chat. You see chat or no? That is not OpenAir. OpenAir is integrated platform where you can monitor something. You can link your depository with OpenAir.
Yeah, it's connected. Yeah, so this is like this is what I thought about. It is like alternative to research journals. I can show myself.
Yeah, but typical from Ukraine, Nazar, maybe you know better. If our researchers try to publish in with high impact journal, is need too much time maybe, not very
Yes.
quickly. But if you use, for example, this open research platform, Europe, you can publish very quickly. That also is a reviewer. This platform has a reviewer, is a peer review publication. If you want to disseminate more quickly, depend if you have project for 2 years or 3 years. Sometimes you don't have. First year preparatory work. Now you have some result. Try to publish for then.
I know a lot of skepticism from researchers in different countries. They are very skeptical about it, frankly speaking, because it's not doesn't have impact factor. So why do we need to publish here? I know all skepticism, but I know on the other side that in many projects, you are right, we are. It's very difficult to meet KPIs of research publications, even if we do great research. It's difficult because, time for publishing in some good journals is very long, and sometimes we have rejection from the first time, we need to improve, etc., etc. So this is, as you said, it's like easy alternative. And from the point of view of Ukrainian, I would recommend to still try use it because it's extra visibility and it's good for building this trust as a European integrated research group, for example. So I know projects which publish in Open Research Europe. I know that European Commission during every info day, during every coordinators day, encourage very much to use this platform as an alternative. And I think that in future
is different situation. When we prepare some project proposal, we want to obtain good evaluation result. And we try to describe our dissemination activity, try to indicate that we relating with good impact with other dependent criteria. But in real practice, after we have funding, because we have more better situation, we try to use our previous experience. Typically, when we prepare some project proposal, we ask partner where they can publish their scientific result. Most of the partner has some experience. They know where they can publish your scientific results, then we can indicate some maybe magazines, journals, or whatever. But I hope we need some publish strategy. Okay, we discussed about dissemination, exploitation strategies, need to create some plan. I don't remember you mentioned about this plan. I can possibility to follow all your
Yes, I
part
did. I did
of this model, but typically we indicate some initial plan of dissemination and communication, dissemination, exploitation strategy. But is it need to maybe some separate plan or to publish some scientific results? What do you think?
This is part of the dissemination plan, and what we usually do in our project, we like set some KPI, like we will publish 5 open access peer review publications. In one of the project I participate now, for example, we had a KPI of 5 or 6 publications. We are close to the project end. Project will finish in December, and we have only 1 publication. And what we are recommending to partners now to meet this KPI is to publish in Open Research Europe, because I understand that it will not possible to, until the end of this year to publish 5 more publications. And to tick this box, Open Research Europe is a very good and easy instrument. So why not? It depends, on the research outcomes themselves, on the researchers' like readiness to publish something, or big strategic desire to wait for some more impacted journal publication. But as a destination communication manager, I would say publish in Open Research Europe. Yes. Because it's visibility, it's like happiness for the European Commission, and it's like strategically aligned with European Commission priorities. So, but I know a lot of skepticism about this. Yes, I know.
No, thanks. Will be enough. So.
And thank you for questions. Thank you for listening. And happy to see you, and happy to be useful.
No, maybe you know is Polytechnica University has a good project about open science and open group. Nazar is now this colleague Beresko as leading. Now we also part of Ukraine activity of integration of European research area, and also this, of course, that is not easy to explain scientists of why they should publish in the open science. And very good comment when you indicate they need to analyze, is it good for open or no? You need to patent or try to do something IP protection.
Yeah, it's a very common question. Yeah, I know. But it's great that I think in Lviv Polytechnic University is a great support and a lot of information available about how it works and what is advisable and what not. And I encourage everyone to use this knowledge and information, because it's our like collective goal to become more integrated, to have more projects. And I'm happy to follow, actually, Nazari, your new projects and achievements. I have seen this news about new Excellence Hub, or some Excellence Hub project. Yeah, we applied also also for this call, but we was not successful from Poland.
We had 2 of them.
You have 2.
We have 2 of them. One of them we are the coordinator, 21 organizations, and the other one is we have 18 organizations also in Excellence Hub.
Great.
Yeah,
great
this was a challenging task.
Yeah, I know. I haven't participated in one of the applications. I like, usually I'm happy to see more Ukrainian teams involved in these projects, more visibility and more understanding, which is also very important, more understanding how it works, how we can get involved. And here, dissemination, communication is one of the important tasks for us, to tell Europe how Ukrainian researchers valuable, what value can we bring, etc., etc. So I'm very happy really to follow your success.
Okay, maybe I will contact with you later. Today I should be finished some description.
Actually, I didn't share my final slide. My contacts, if you would like to contact to discuss something, to have any questions after, maybe someone will will watch recording and will have some questions also, please. My LinkedIn, my email are available, and yeah, I'm in this
Right.
topic.
I hope, Nazare, you disseminate this presentation or no?
Yeah, I will
Okay.
share. I will send you presentation slides, and you can.
Anna, I hope your Gmail email also is valid, no?
Gmail, yes. I think I have your Telegram also.
In
Yeah.
my address book, I have your Gmail.
Okay, you can probably meet another time. I think if colleagues have other questions, we can discuss. If no other questions, maybe Anna, if you have the final saying to say from my perspective, I think it was very interesting and intensive training. I loved it. So we'll be waiting for the presentation to go through all of this. If I'm not mistaken, we're supposed to have some kind of homework. Is there any homework for us, or it was just an informative meeting? No homework for.
I don't have like specifically recommended and to be checked homework. One my great and very big also I just realized that I didn't switch the slides in Mentimeter. I would like to get the feedback, frankly, and anonymous feedback for this training. So this is how you was satisfied. And my homework for you will be to take care about your online profiles in LinkedIn, in ResearchGate, create your ORCID profile, but not only creating it, but filling it with information discoverable by your peers. And we will check. We will check after how, because this is important, and also for your project it is important. And your project, winning project, it's also we know that key like success metrics of twinning project will be your new connections, new projects, increasing of research profile of individual researchers of your organization. So this is what we will check and monitor in the end of the project. And online profiles, yes, and please follow your project account, help your destination communication manager with this communication, because I know how difficult is it. And I wish you, yeah, a lot of great partnership, a lot of new projects, opportunities, great research results, a lot of funding for these results. So this is my final message. And
Okay. Thank you.
one more Mentimeter, if you would like to share something, what was most like interesting, or your key takeaways that you didn't know before, and I show you it today. If you can, please also leave it for us. As I said, I have a series of trainings for different projects in this topic, so it will be very useful for me to know what was interesting. Nazari, maybe you can say something also. how we did today, like final note from you.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting for me, as I already said. Good to hear something from expert that our group is doing on the daily basis. So it's like a confirmation that we are on the good track, and definitely I encourage all our participants to listen to this presentation once again, and also go through this your slides and check it once again. So definitely all the activities that are performed in the frame of this training is very valid for us, and we really appreciate that you are trying to provide all this good and well-structured knowledge to us, and making us think and be more competitive to the European partners. We really appreciate it, and it's always good to have experts involved and to all the activities. So this is kind of I like all those activities. That's why we are spending so much time, even after the work, just to participate and to get new knowledge and to then share it maybe to other people.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I know evening is hard time, but I hope it was really useful. I think we can wrap up. If any other feedback can follow, I will also be happy to know.